I wanted to make a video on how to make money to better your life, a realistic way to make money to better your life, a realistic way. So there is no. First of all, let me just say this: there is no excuses. There is no excuses at all. The richest people in America are immigrants. All right, Indians, Asians, the richest people in this country are immigrants. There's no excuses at all. You guys want to complain and cry all day. You want to blame somebody for the reason why you're not where you are in life. There's no excuses. I'm gonna give you guys a step-by-step plan on how to better your life within 4 to 5 years, realistic with a realistic plan. Now, I don't have enough time to make a plan for all you guys with a lot of kids. Like, if you have one kid, you're fine. If if you have if you have a lot of felonies, I don't really know what to tell you. Um, you can have two jobs, but I'm gonna give somebody who is 45 or younger. They don't have any debt, and they maybe have one or two kids, or you fit those categories. Okay, if you're older than 45, if you have a lot of kids, like two, like if you have three plus kids, if you're a multi felon, if you have a lot of debt, um, I don't know what to tell you. You can still pull it off. It's just gonna be a lot harder. It's gonna take you a longer time, but it's better than never, right? So what you guys need to do is you need to get a skill. You can get your truck. You can get your CDL. There's grants that bring you to school for free. There's no excuses. I can't afford it. There's no excuses. If you're a girl, they bring nurses for free too with grants. As long as you make less than 60K a year, or if you're 24 or younger, they'll bring you to school for free. They have two grants, two different type of grants. One for people that are 24 or younger, and one for people that make less than 60K. Either they'll take a huge percent of the payment off, or they'll pay for it pay for they'll pay for you 100% for you to go to school for free. Now, you let's say you don't have a skill, so you're making minimum wage. Okay, as long as you don't have, okay, you got two jobs. Minimum wage is $11. Like the lowest minimum wage in America is $11. Okay, you have no debt. Hopefully you don't drink and smoke. Let's say you live below your means. Hopefully, if you have kids, I don't know what to tell you. Let's say you don't have kids. Let's say you make 57K a year. You get two jobs. You also work part time on a weekend. You work 60 hours a day. That's four. That's 4,300 to 5,000 a month. If you live on 1,500 a month, maybe you use the bus. You split rent with two other people, so you pay 500 for rent, the rest for food, and a little bit for living, and, and you just stack all of that bread every month in your bank account, of course. Don't stack that shit cash. Don't ever do that. Don't ever get cash. Stack that shit in your bank account. And at the end of the year, you could stack 40K. That's minimum wage. You living well below your means. You can stack 40K. That's minimum wage. So You see what I mean when I say there's no excuses. There's no excuses. And let's say you have multiple kids. You're a multi-felon. You- if you're a multi-felon, you can still work two minimum wage jobs. There's no excuses. But it's really if you have debt and if you have hella kids. Well, it's gonna take you a lot longer, but just stack your bread, and maybe 2 3 years go by, and you have 60 70K stacked in your bank account. You can put that money in the brokerage account. You can make 10% on that money a year. Keep adding to it. You can put a down payment on a real estate. You can buy a property with tenants, so it's little to no risk. Your first two properties, your first two properties, you should have debt on your first two properties. Nobody have 400K for a home, or if you do commercial, nobody have $1 million for commercial. The regular person don't have that. So if you're stacking money to get that, your first or second property, you're gonna have to go in debt for, and that's fine. But after your second property, you should buy cash for everything else, because the more debt you get, the riskier it is. So everything after that you should buy cash. So let's say you're 27, you got your CDL, you making 70K a year, you making 6,500 a month, right? You live on 1,500. You live way below your means. You bought a car cash. Like all you guys that try to impress people, I can't help y'all. I'm talking to people who are dead serious. They ain't with the bullshit. They don't got time to waste. They trying to better their life. All you guys who got hella debt, you wanna get cars to impress people. You buying clothes every week. You going out to eat every day. Oh, okay. If this video motivates you to do better, cool. But I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the guy that's dead serious. In 4 years, he's trying to change his life. That's the guy I'm talking to. That's the girl I'm talking to. I'm not talking to you other guys, other people out there. It's a reason why only 10 and 1% of people are successful. It's a reason why. It's a reason why. They have nothing to do. It have nothing to do with you having money. It's have nothing to do with how you are raised. Want to know how I know? Because it was studies on people that finished law school, and they was given a $250,000 signing bonus to people from law school, but they didn't want to accept it because the firm said you have to work 80 hours a week here minimum. They wanted a work life balance, so they denied the money because they didn't want to work so much. It's certain people who get to the top, and obviously a lot of y'all ain't gonna get there. So I ain't talking to everybody. Now, to the guys and girls who's gonna listen to me and they're gonna change your life. This ain't no course. This is a legit, realistic way. This ain't nobody who trying to scam you, who trying to charge you $10 for a course. I'm gonna tell you how to get there within 4 years. You're dead serious. You ain't playing no games. Within 4 years, you get your CDL. You have no debt. You have no kids. And let's say you have kids. You have one or two kids. Cool. You got people that's helping you. Cool. You making 6,500 a month. Your expenses is no more than 1,500 or 2,000 max. You got money for food. You got money for car insurance. Um, hopefully you don't have debt on a car, but you're only paying car insurance, right? Car insurance, food, and rent, and a little extra, cause you supposed to make your meals and go out on the weekends. So you have a little extra bread for that. So let's say you make 6,500, but you have 1,300 every month left over from all your bills. You stack that. You add that into a high yield account, a brokerage account, making 10% a year. Every year, you're gonna stack 70K every year. That's 140K in 2 years. 3 years, that's 200 and something K in 3 years. What I did was I bought a commercial building with a 5 year lease. I put a down payment on it. It was the building was 1.1 million. I stacked 240. I talked them down to 960. Put my down payment. I had a couple. I got a good amount of money left over. That building was making me 100K a year, and I still have this CDL, and I still have that job. So now you can stack up. And now instead of 4 years or 3 years to get that 200K, you could get it within 1 or 2 years. You stack that bread, but you gotta pay taxes. You gotta pay taxes on that money. And let's say you don't like real estate. Let's say you like trucking. You can stack some bread and buy FedEx route, and you could buy a company that have routes. They have 3 4 cars, 3 4 trucks, and the guy is making 200K a year. He's selling the company for 800K a year. You can stack the bread and put down payment on that company, right? Now I don't believe in that, so that's why I say your first 1 or 2 things you should get that on because not everybody gonna have $1 million cash for it. Uh, let's say you got the real estate, right? Or if you want to, you could buy an arcade. Some arcades are 500K, some arcade are 800K. You could buy a car wash that's already making money. You could just take over it for 600K, a million. You see what I mean? You stack the bread. $10 every day is 3,000 a year. You see what I mean? So you put that money somewhere else, and you stack the bread, and you save it for your future. I'm telling you, this hustle and shit gotta be in you, bro. Like imagine explaining this to a grown man, and he still don't want to better his life. Within 3 to 4 years, you could change your life. You could change your life. I just explained to you how much you can make on minimum wage. If you don't have any kids, you get 2 jobs. You can save 40K, 30K a year on minimum wage. 1,500 a month. You get 2 roommates, or you can rent out a room at somebody's place. It's gonna be a little sketchy, but you gotta risk. You gotta do what you gotta do, or you can stay with your parents and pay them 500 a month, 1,000 a month, and eat their food that they cook. You can do that. Stack 30K. That's two jobs at McDonald's, Taco Bell, and then on the weekends you work at a gas station. At the end of the year, you stack all that bread. That's 30 racks, 40 racks. You do that 2 3 years. Pop. You stack that bread up 2 3 years. That's 60 70 racks. You add that money in a brokerage account, making 10% a year. That's 7K a year. You can put a down payment on your first real estate property. Now, now you making 2,000 extra. You making 2,000 profit a month plus your job. You making 50K a year plus the 2,000 a month from this property. Now you're making 70 80K a year, and you just do that again. You keep stacking. You just get another one and another one, and you just keep doing that, and then your life changed within three. It just like that. 3 4 5 years later, your life changed. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. The only people I can't say anything to is if you're extremely old, if you have a lot of debt, if you're extremely old, if you have a lot of debt, or if you have a lot of kids, or you're disabled. God bless you. I don't know what to tell y'all. The disabled person, you're born like that. God bless you, man. Hopefully you can still work though. You can still pull it off like a G. Cause I saw a disabled person with a real estate property before, so it's possible too if you're willing to work. But you're the only person that I'm gonna give grace to. But the guy with hella kids, the female with hella kids, that's your fault. You did that. You did that. You gotta take it. You can't blame nobody. I did that. I fucked up. All right, it's gonna be harder for me, but guess what? I'm gonna still get to it. There's no excuse. I'm gonna still get to it. I got 3 kids. It's gonna be hard for me to say stack the bread, but guess what? I'm gonna still stack it. 5, 6 years later, you got 80 racks, 100 racks stacked. Now you can invest. Yes, yeah, it's gonna take you a little longer, but guess what? Guess what? It's better than never. You have a lot of debt. Pay off that debt. Once that debt finish, you can start stacking. It could take you 3, 4 years to pay off the debt. Guess what? You start stacking. You could start. You could get out of prison right now. 35. 6 years later, you could be on top of the world, bro. You in America, bro? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna end this video, but I just share the sauce. That's the sauce. That's the real sauce. People want to make y'all day trade. People want to make y'all put all your money in this and that. Nah, stack your bread and put your money in something that have a high chance of you getting a return on it. Bonds. You buy a real estate building with a tenant in it. Don't buy a single family home. Don't do that. Don't buy no single family home. Make sure you got 3, 4 units or buy a commercial building. It already got a 5 year. It already got a 5 year lease on it. So I'm gonna get paid every month for 5 years. Yeah, and when that lease up, all you gotta do is re-sign the lease. Get a brand new lease. Now you got a brand new lease. Now they there for another 5, 10 years. But another thing too is right for all the guys who gonna put their money in real estate because I love real estate. For all the guys who gonna put their money in real estate, your first 2 properties you should get debt on. Don't get loans after the first 2 properties. Don't get no more loans. That you stack all that bread and start buying them shits cash. Buy all them shits cash, and then use that debt, refinance, pay off the old loan, and use the rest of that money and get another building cash. And that's how you scale up for free. Don't keep getting debt. I'm telling you. One lawsuit, one bank going bankrupt, and you're screwed. I'm telling you. Don't flip. I don't advise it flipping. If let's say you don't like real estate, you can buy FedEx routes. You can stack some money by FedEx routes. Yeah, it's gonna take you. Yeah, it's gonna take you years. Guess what I'm talking about? It gotta be in you. Some of you guys got drug problems. Some of you guys, it gotta be in you. I can't help you. You can't stack the bread. Okay, that's you. I don't feel bad for nobody. You had them 5 kids. You had them 3 kids. You went to prison. You should have did that. You got hella debt. You gotta get yourself out of that situation. Me, I I wasted a lot of I wasted a good amount of time. I wasted a good amount of time. So I'm fucked up for that. But I got to it though. I wasted a good amount of time. But that's the sauce. But y'all gotta get real estate though. You want a restaurant? That's your dream. Your restaurant. Restaurants are 250,000 to 300K. 3, 4 years you can get that. Stack that right up. You can buy that restaurant cash. You can buy that restaurant cash. But make sure it's a good deal though. Make sure the restaurant making money. Don't just get it and you barely make it. You barely get it by. Negotiate it. Oh, it's hard for them to make money because of this. All right, y'all want 250? I'm gonna give y'all 180 because I gotta do this, and I gotta fix this up, this up. Oh, you want to? That's another thing too. A lot of y'all want to own businesses. You could just buy a business. You can just buy a business cash. A smoke shop is 20K. You can buy a smoke shop for 20, 50K. Yeah. You can buy a smoke shop for 20, 50K. Yeah. Yeah. And they come with employees. Yeah. You're not gonna be making 100K a year from it. You probably gonna make 10,000 a year. But guess what? You can scale it up. You want to own a business, right? It's better to buy one that's making a little bit of money than to start it all up. You want to own an arcade? You can buy an arcade for 500, 600K. Make 80K a year. Make 60K a year. The arcade 600K. You make 60K a year. Okay, let me stack my bread up. Let me put a down payment. Let me get a business loan. Put a down payment. Let me build a business up. It's a profitable business. So I know for a fact I'm gonna be making money. You can have a lawyer go over it so you don't get scammed. But after your first deal, just don't use no more loans. Don't use no more loans and keep your job. So whatever job you have, don't stop and don't brag. Let me tell you something. Do not brag. Do not brag. Keep that shit low key. When you start popping out with a camera, make sure you're nowhere near. Listen, the time when you start recording and you start showing the blessings of your life, that's when you move out the. That's when you're in a good area and you're nowhere near idiotic. You know how many guys? I know 5 guys that got fired from my job because they got a nice car. Stop doing it. Stop bragging. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't go to a job interview. Oh yeah, this is my second job. I'm gonna be stacking bread. I'm gonna get a house with a pool in the back. Oh yeah, I can't wait. They're not gonna hire you. They, they're not gonna hire you. It takes a special type of person to have this in them. This is why I say everybody don't have this hustle in them. And I just showed y'all how to do it. You get a skill. You can get a trade. Go to a union, or you can just get your CDL. Get your CDL. You make 60 to 70K a year your first year. You just stack that bread. Live well below your means. Say 40 to 50K a year. You don't have any kids. You don't pay a lot of bills. Oh, you can live with your parents for 2 or 3 years. Stack 100K. You're saving 40 to 50K a year. You living well below your means. That's the secret. And if you're scared to take that risk, then you could just put all this money in a S&P 500 and make 10% a year. You do this for 5 years. You got 300K in there, 400K in there. You're making 30, 40K a year just from that alone. Plus your job. And make sure, I want everybody to get a Roth IRA. By the time you're 60, you should have $2, $3 million. If you started in your 20s, you should have $4 to $5 million. Everybody should get a Roth IRA. I don't care who you are. Everybody should get one. That's it. I just showed y'all the sauce. I just showed y'all the sauce. And if you like real estate like me, you can just keep getting buildings and keep getting buildings. 5, 6 years later, you got 8, 7 buildings. You make you make it 80 to 80. You make it 80 to 200K a month, and you can still have your job. Stacking bread. Not saying and you gotta stay silent. You can't say nothing. The time when you start speaking is when you far away from the bullshit. You in a nice area. Everybody else around you got bread. I'm telling you, brag. Do not brag. Do not brag. You brag, but don't be but be humble at the same. You gotta be humble and braggy. You can't be just straight brag. You gotta be humble. You can't be too cocky. That's the word right there. You can't be cocky. People gonna want to rob you. Pe- People gonna want to hurt you. Yeah, guys. But if you just humble and you nice, and you just show it you show it. You don't like shit on people. But you showing them how good you doing. They'll respect you. They might not like you, but they'll respect you. Oh, he worked hard. He did that. He was just working at a minimum wage job. I just saw him at McDonald's. Oh yeah. He was working at Taco Bell and McDonald's, and he had a and he was working at the gas station on the weekends, and he was only spending 1,500 a month. He stacked all of that bread for years, and 5 6 years later, he's on top. I'm telling you, it's not that hard, bro. It's consistency. I'm telling you, it's not that hard. I'm telling you, it's not that hard. I did it myself. It ain't hard, bro. It ain't hard.